Hello, my dear students. I'm your maths teacher Priyanka Raut. We had last time started with our first chapter in algebra, that is sets. We are continuing with the topic further in this particular video. So be attentive and just follow the instructions which are given in each of the slide. Okay. Hello, my dear students. This is your maths teacher Priyanka Raut. We had started with sets chapter last time. We are continuing with the same topic in this session. Okay students, in our previous session we have learned what is a set. We have learned how to write a set. We have learned different types of sets. Now we are learning different operations on sets. So here we have two operations which are performed: intersection of sets and union of sets. Now first let us see what is intersection of sets. Okay, now intersection of sets. Let us take an example of set A and set B. Now if this set has all the common elements of set A and B, that particular set is known as intersection of sets. So it is denoted by this symbol here shown in the second line, which looks like an inverted U, and it is read as A intersection B. So let us see the example. Set A has elements 1, 3, 5, 7 and set B has elements 2, 3, 6, 8. Now compare both these sets and see which elements are common in both. Yes, there is only one element, that is 3, which is common in both, and that will be my answer for intersection of set A and B. So basically intersection of two sets is nothing but you write down the common elements, the elements which are present in both of them. Okay, so this is how you write down the intersection of the set. And in Venn diagram form, this is how you draw a Venn diagram, and whichever part is intersecting or overlapping, in that part you're going to write down your element which is present in both the sets. So intersection of sets is clear. We move to the next one, that is union of sets. Now let us learn what is union of sets. Let set A and B be the two given sets. Then the set of all the elements of set A and set B is called the union of two sets. So basically you are combining all the elements present in both the given sets. It is written in this format, which is shown here in point 2, A union B. So the symbol for union is capital U and it is read as A union B. Look at the example given here. Set A is equal to -3, -1, -5 and 0, and set B is equal to 0, 3, 5. Now union means, as I told you, you have to combine all the elements of both of them and form a new set. So I'm going to combine them. -3, -5, 0, 1, -1, 3 and 5. Now you can see there is 0 present in both the sets. But I have written it only once in my answer, in my union. Yes. So whenever you have any same element in both the sets and you have to find the union of these sets, you write that number only once, or you write that element only once in your union. Okay? So you will not write it two times because it is present in both the sets. Only one time you are going to write it down. One more thing, whether you write A union B or you find out B union A, you will get the same answer. So these are same terms. Now this is how you solve stepwise to get union of sets. But if they ask you to draw a Venn diagram and explain or to denote union of sets, this is the expected diagram. So you can see here 0 is written in between the gap which is overlapping in both the sets, and the remaining elements of the individual sets are written in the remaining parts of this of set A and set B. Clear? So we have seen two operations Let us learn properties of intersection of sets. First one, A intersection B is equal to B intersection A. Second one, if A is a subset of B, listen carefully. If A is a subset of B, then A intersection B is equal to A. Understanding? Next, if A intersection B is equal to B, means after finding intersection you get all the elements which are present in B, then B is a subset of A. Correct? Next, fourth one, A intersection B is a subset of A and A intersection B is a subset of B. Okay? Then A intersection complement of A always gives a null set or phi because there will be no element common. Sixth one, A intersection A is equal to A because it will have same elements. Seventh one, A intersection null set or phi will give you a empty or a null set. Okay. Now these 7 properties you need not by heart them. As you solve the sums, you will automatically learn them or remember them. Okay. So these are just logical properties which are being framed. So when we solve, we will be understanding them even better. Now let us learn properties of union of sets. Look at the first one. A union B is equal to B union A. We had discussed this earlier also. Second one. If A is a subset of B, then A union B is equal to B. Okay. Third one. A is a subset of A union B and B is a subset of A union B. So it's just reverse. Fourth one, A union A complement will give you a universal set. This is because union is combining all the elements. You get the universal set. Fifth one, A union A will give you the same set, that is A. And the sixth one, A union with a null set will give you A, because null set is an empty set. So you will get the same set as your answer. So these are the properties for union of sets. Okay. So now further, when we solve our sums based on the same, you will see how we are applying this knowledge over there. Okay. We'll continue with the next part. Now let us learn what is the meaning of a disjoint set. The word disjoint itself tells us that there is no connection. There is no joint. So disjoint. So let us take set A and set B as the example. Set A has elements 1, 3, 5, 9 and set B has elements 2, 4, 8. Confirm that not a single element is common in set A and B. These elements are completely different from each other. Look at both the sets given. We don't find any element which is same in both of them. Okay, and therefore these two sets, set A and set B, are known as disjoint sets. And here this is how we represent them with the help of a Venn diagram. So you can see we have drawn two separate circles with their elements into it. Now there's one small activity here. Besides, observe set A, B, C given by the Venn diagram and write which of these are disjoint sets. Yes, think and tell me which are the disjoint sets. Look at A and B. They have 3 and 6 common. So they are not disjoint. Okay. What about B and C? C is inside B. So it is also having 3 elements common. That is 10, 11, 12. But compare now A and C. Do they have any elements common? No. Therefore, set A and set C are forming a pair of disjoint sets. Understanding? So basically disjoint sets are those sets which do not have any element common in them. Okay. Now let us see how do we write number of elements in a set. Let us take the example of set A. Count the number of elements in set A. Yes, there are 5 elements. So if I want to write down the number of elements of set A, it will be n bracket capital A bracket closed equal to 5. So basically, when you're writing number of elements of a given set, you count the elements in the set, then you write small n, in bracket you write the name of the set and equal to the count. Same we are doing with set B. Count the number of elements. Yes. So here number of elements of B is equal to 6. Now we are going to find out the relation between number of elements in union and intersection of sets. Let us consider set A and set B as given above. First we find the sum of number of elements of set A and set B. So we get 5 plus 6 which is 11 and this is my first equation. Then we will find the union of set A and B. So union gives me 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 24, 30, 36. But I don't want only union. I want number of elements of union. So count the number of elements in union of A and B. Yes. So I get n bracket A union B is equal to 9. This is my second equation. Now we have found out the union. We'll now find the intersection. So A intersection B means I'm going to write only the common elements. So we have only two elements common, 6 and 12. Therefore, number of elements of A intersection B is 2. This is my third equation. Now the next line, very important. In the sum of a number of elements of A and B, we have added all the elements. We have counted all the elements, right? But between these two sets, there are two elements which are same in both the sets. These are 6 and 12. So it means that I have counted two elements twice, which is wrong. So to avoid this mistake, we have our next or the second last step, where we are going to subtract these common elements from them. So number of elements of A plus number of elements of B minus NA intersection B. Why are we subtracting number of elements of A intersection B? Because A intersection B gives us the common elements. So 5 plus 6 minus 2 is equal to 9. Now just look above and find out, is there the same answer anywhere else in any of the equation? Yes. Number of elements of A union B is also equal to 9. Therefore, with the help of these three equations, I can conclude that number of elements of A union B is equal to number of elements of A plus number of elements of B minus the number of elements of A intersection B. Now this will be one formula which we'll be remembering always whenever we are doing our word problems. Okay, you can also interchange the formula or transpose the terms and reframe the formula that we will learn in the next slide. Till here the formula is understood. How did we get this formula? Okay, we'll move further. Okay, so now we have just now learned one formula. The same formula if I rearrange. Okay, so our actual formula is number of elements of A union B is equal to number of elements of A plus number of elements of B minus the number of elements of A intersection B. So here if I rearrange, I can get number of elements of A plus number of elements of B equal to number of elements of A union B plus number of elements of A intersection B. So it's one and the same. We are just interchanging the formula, or we are transposing the terms from one side of the equal to sign to another. Okay. Let us take an example of set A and set B, and we will try to verify if this is true or no. Okay. Taken the same formula after transposing, we will solve the left hand side and the right hand side separately for the above given sets, that is set A and set B. First of all, I will find out the number of elements of A. So number of elements of A is 8, number of elements of B is 7. Therefore, number of elements of A plus number of elements of B gives me 8 plus 7, which is 15. This is my answer for left hand side. Now I focus on the right hand side of the formula. Okay. So right hand side we have number of elements of A union B plus number of elements of A intersection B. So I'll first find A union B. So this is my answer: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 12, 13, which comes up to number of elements of A union B is 12. Same we will do for intersection, and the number of elements in intersection of A and B is 3. Now as per the right hand side, I will substitute the values, that is 12 plus 3, and I get 15. So the values on the left hand side and the right hand side are equal, which proves that yes, the given formula is verified, it is correct. Okay. So this formula, they will not ask you directly to learn or by heart, but you have to remember this application when we do our word problems. Okay, so you have to remember the formula, the meaning of the term, what is the meaning of number of elements of set A, number of elements of set B, number of elements of intersection of two sets, number of elements of union of two sets, and then apply the formula wherever applicable. Okay. Okay, let us discuss this word problem. This is just for your practice. Later on, we will do our exercise. In a class of 70 students, 45 students like to play cricket, 52 students like to play Kho-Kho. All the students like to play at least one of the two games. How many students like to play cricket or Kho-Kho? So look at the solution. There are two methods of solving. This is your method 1. We will first write down what is given to us. Total number of students is 70. Now here, whenever they give you such values, you have to assume them by giving a name to the set. So I'll first assume a set of number of students who play cricket as A, and the set of number of students who play Kho-Kho to be B. Now they have given us that the total number of students is 70. So can I state that the number of union of A and B is nothing but 70? Correct? Next, they have given us that find out how many of them like to play cricket or Kho-Kho. So we have to find A intersection B, means those who like both cricket and Kho-Kho. So we have our formula which we have learned in the earlier slide. Now we have number of elements of A, we have number of elements of B, we have union given to us, we have to find the intersection. So I am going to just rearrange my formula and I am going to solve. So look here in the solution. We know that N A union B is equal to NA plus NB minus NA intersection B. I bring NA intersection B on the left side. I bring union on the other side. So the signs change. So I have my new formula now after transposing. I substitute my values into it. We know NA is 45, NB is 52, and number of elements of union of A and B is 70. So 45 plus 52 minus 70 gives me 27. So number of students who like to play both the games are 27. So number of students who like to play Kho-Kho is 45. Number of students who like to play cricket will be 45, only cricket. Okay, 27 is the students who play both the games. Okay, and 45 is the number of students who play Kho-Kho. So 45 minus 27 will give me the number of students who play only cricket. Yes or no? Correct. So I'll get 18, which is the number of students who play only cricket. Then next, A intersection B is a set of students who play both the games. Therefore, number of A intersection B will be 27. Okay, so we have got our answer. We have found the students who play both the games. We have found those who play only cricket. Okay, this is our method 1. This word problem with the help of a Venn diagram. So we will draw two circles. One is showing set A and set B. So A is showing number of students who play cricket and B is for number of students who play Kho-Kho. Now you can see the size of the circle is also different. Why? Because number of students who play cricket is less and the number of students who play Kho-Kho is more. So accordingly you have to draw the circles. Okay. Now you will name the circles as A and B respectively. Then the in between part, which will be showing number of students who play both the games, we are going to assume it to be X. So that is number of students who are playing both the games. So number of A intersection B is equal to X. Now number of students who play cricket will be 45. Number of students who play Kho-Kho is 52. So NA is 45, NB is 52. We know that NA union B is 70. So if I use my formula, same as we did in method 1, I will substitute the values in the formula. Okay. And I will get 27 as the intersection. Now 27 is the number of students who play both the games. And if I want to find out students who play only cricket, okay, so it will be 45 minus 27, which will give me 18. Now why are we finding this number of students who play only cricket in both the methods? Because our question says how many students like to play cricket or Kho-Kho. They are not asking both. They are asking us either cricket or Kho-Kho. So only cricket or only Kho-Kho. That is why we first found out how many like to play both. Then that number we are going to subtract from the number of students who play cricket. Okay. So I get number of students who play only cricket is 18. Now I can also find out number of students who play only Kho-Kho. Yes, what will we do? 52 minus 27 will give me number of students who play only Kho-Kho. Clear? So you either find out number of students who play only cricket or only Kho-Kho. Clear? Both the methods are clear with everyone? Both methods we are using same formula. The only difference is Venn diagram. You are writing less number of steps. But make sure your Venn diagram is self-explanatory. Okay, like here they have also shown with the size of the circles. So looking at the figure itself, I'm understanding that set B is bigger. So minute details have to be there in your Venn diagram. Okay, we move further. Start with question 1. Here they have given us number of elements in set A is 15. Number of A union B is 29. Number of A intersection B is 7. And we have to find out number of elements of set B. We have our direct formula which we have learned in the earlier slide. So first we write the given information or the given values. So NA is 15, NA union B is 29 and NA intersection B is 7. Now NB is equal to NA union B plus A intersection B minus NA. Now where did I get this formula from? Yes, remember the earlier slide? We had the same formula, I have just rearranged it. Rearranging means I have kept only the term which I have to find out on the left side and remaining all terms on the right hand side. Please be very careful when you're shifting the terms, the sign also changes. Okay, so we get 29 plus 7 minus 15. We follow the BODMAS rule. So 29 plus 7 is 36. 36 minus 15 gives me 21. So I get my answer which is 21. We start with our second word problem. Now in word problems you have to be very careful. You need to understand the question. Try to find out what is the value given, whether it's union, whether it's intersection. Okay. So I'll read the second question. In a hostel there are 125 students. out of which 80 drink tea, 60 drink coffee and 20 drink tea and coffee both. Find the number of students who do not drink tea or coffee. So first we are going to assume set A to be the number of students who drink tea, set B to be the number of students who drink coffee. Now they have given us 125, which we are going to assume to be the universal set. Now why universal and not union? Universal because here we have combination of students who drink tea, who drink coffee, who drink both tea and coffee, and students who do not drink any of these two. Correct? Therefore 125 is a universal set. Okay. Next they have given NA is 80, NB is 60. NA intersection B means the ones who drink both is 20. Okay. We have to find out how many of them do not drink both of the drinks. So for this we need to first know the union. Correct? Once I know the union means once I know the number of students who drink tea and coffee together. Okay. If I subtract this value from the universal set, I will get the remaining number of students who do not drink tea or coffee. Correct? So we will first find the union. Again the same formula. So NA plus NB minus NA intersection B. So 80 plus 60 minus 20. We follow the BODMAS rule. So 80 plus 60 gives me, yes, 140 minus 20, which gives me 120. So union of set A and B means the number of students who drink tea or coffee, any one of them, it is 120. But now I have to find out number of students who do not drink tea or coffee. So 125, which is my universal set, minus 120, which is equal to 5. This is the number of students who do not drink tea or coffee. Clear? Clear? All the terms are clear with everyone. Why we have taken 125 as the universal set? The next word problem is the similar type of word problem. Now you have to think on this and solve. Okay, I'll read the question for you and explain you. In a competitive exam, 50 students passed in English, 60 students passed in mathematics, 40 students passed in both the subjects. None of them failed in both the subjects. Find the number of students who passed at least in one of the subjects. Okay, so here first you will assume the number of students who passed in English to be A, number of students who passed in mathematics to be B, and here the students who passed in both will be the intersection of the two sets. Okay, they have told none of them has failed, right? We have to find the number of students who at least passed in one subject. Okay, so here use your discretion, think and get your answer. Okay, if you have any doubts you can ask me in the comment section. Okay, we start with our question 4. Question 3, give a try to it. If I find many of you are finding it difficult to solve, I'll be sending the solution for this in the comment section. Okay. Question 4. A survey was conducted to know the hobby of 220 students of class 9th, out of which 130 students informed about their hobby as rock climbing and 180 students informed about their hobby as sky watching. There are 110 students who follow both the hobbies. Then, how many students do not have any of the two hobbies? How many of them follow the hobby of rock climbing only? And how many students follow the hobby of sky watching only? So first we are going to write down what is given to us. We are going to assume set A as the number of students who follow the hobby of rock climbing, and set B as the number of students who follow hobby of sky watching. So as per this assumption, NA is 130, NB is 180. Now they have told 110 students follow both. So this is my intersection of set A and B. So number of intersection of A and B is 110. They have told us total number of students, correct, in class 9th. So that is my universal set, which is 220. So we are going to first find our union. Okay, so we have our formula. Number of elements of A union B is equal to number of elements of A plus number of elements of B minus number of elements of A intersection B, which is 130 plus 180 minus 110, which gives me 200. So this is my union of set A and B. Now we have to find number of students who do not have any hobby, correct? So universal set minus the union of A and B will give me number of students who do not have any hobby. So 220 minus 200 will give me 20. So 20 students do not have any hobby. Now number of students who follow only rock climbing as their hobby. Only rock climbing. So NA minus NA intersection B. So 130 minus 110, which gives me 20. So 20 students only follow rock climbing as their hobby. Next one. The number of students who follow sky watching as their only hobby. So here again NB means the total number of students who have sky watching as their hobby minus the intersection will give me only the students who have the hobby of sky watching. So 180 minus 110 is equal to 5. So you can see here the word problems, they don't directly give you the values. You have to understand which value is what. Okay, so only by practice you can understand this. So read the question once, twice, thrice till you understand. Okay. One more thing, you can also verify your answers. You apply your values in the given formula, check the left hand side, right hand side. If it is equal, means your values are correct. Okay, this is how you can verify your own answer. So we start with question 5. Observe the given Venn diagram and write the following sets. They have given us a Venn diagram which shows a box indicated by a capital U, means it is the universal set. It has two sets into it, A and B, and there are few elements written into them. We have to write the answer for set A, set B, union of set A and B, universal set, A complement, B complement, and A union B complement. Okay, so we start with the first one. Which are the elements present in set A? Look at the circle representing set A. So we have M, N, X, Y, Z. Okay. Next, elements in set B. M, N, P, Q, R. Next, A union B. So we combine these two and we write the repeating elements only one time. So M, N, X, Y, Z, P, Q, R. Now universal set means you are going to combine all the elements of set A, set B and those which are outside in the box. So we have M, N, X, Y, Z, P, Q, R and S, T. Now A complement. A complement means you are going to write those elements which are not present in A but they are present in the universal set. So we have S, T, P, Q, R. Then B complement. Again, for B complement, we are going to write down those elements which are not present in B but present in the universal set. So you are comparing set V and universal set. So we get X, T, S, Y, Z. And the last one, A union B complement. So here we have found out A union B. So we are going to compare this with the universal set. So there are only two elements which are not there in A union B, that is ST. So this is how we are going to write down our answer, okay, individually for each of the asked question. So complete all these questions in your notebook neatly. Do not just copy the solutions, try to understand, solve on your own and then verify looking at the solution. Okay, all the best to you, and if you have any doubts in any particular sum, please write down in the comment section.